Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Independent Brokerage. My name's Howard Flashen. I am the broker and owner of Roundtable Realty, and
I'm Erin Salem, Director of Marketing Director for Roundtable Realty, and this is...
Alan Levinson.
He's going to talk a little louder, though.
Alan Levinson.
There he is.
Sorry.
his first time on camera. We'll go easy on him.
Alan, what do you do here?
I am a broker associate.
What?
Yeah.
Hold
a
the
broker
phone.
as of a month and a half ago.
Wow.
So, and
Congratulations, by the
thank
way.
you.
That's a very big
Prestigious.
step up. Yeah,
Thank you. That was very.
And do you have to
exciting.
take a test for that?
I do. I had to take two tests actually. One in class, and then one that you take like online, like when you got your original license.
Oh.
Yeah. But at a center, not like.
Is there a class?
There's a class. You can do it. You can do it online. I would not recommend doing it online. You want to do that in person. It's like a 2-week class, and then you can sit for the exam.
Amazing.
And you have to have been in the business under hopefully a decent broker for 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
And how long have you been an agent?
Almost 4 years. So almost 4 years, yeah.
He actually was at
amazing.
another brokerage and did a deal with me,
Yeah.
and he was surprisingly good compared to the reputation of the brokerage that he was at.
Wow.
And I said we should go to lunch or
Yeah.
dinner, and the rest is history.
That's
Yeah.
incredible for a guy still in high school.
Right. I graduate next year though, so that's cool.
That's a joke, everybody.
Yes,
Alan's of age.
he's actually
28.
62.
Yeah.
28 years old. Real. That's
Yeah.
adult right there.
Yeah.
Once you get past 23,
Yeah, I'm almost there.
that's adult.
All right, so I don't know if you knew there was a holiday this past week.
You're kidding.
No, it was good. It was Thanksgiving. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. I had a tremendous Thanksgiving.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it.
How about you?
Terrible.
Oh,
Yours
shoot.
was terrible.
It was terrible.
Why was it
not
terrible?
I was sick as can be.
You're
so
kidding.
sick. No, I was really, really sick.
Oh, wow.
Didn't go, didn't eat. Keith brought over a plate at 1:00, and I couldn't eat a bit of it. So
I would be so sad if
It
I
was.
couldn't
I
eat
wait
on
all
Thanksgiving.
year
Yes.
for this,
That is a good day of the year.
yeah,
This stinks.
yeah, that was pretty brutal.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. So there was a Jaguar game on Sunday.
Was
and,
there?
Yeah, and here's the best part about that. In the long run, we won
Tell me how.
because Blake Bortles is benched.
You know what? I'll take a loss for that.
Yeah,
We'll take
a
at this
loss.
point, what's one more loss for that?
So we can move
We
on.
only took 7 consecutive losses to.
Yeah. They fired the offensive coordinator
Yeah,
and
Hackett?
something like that.
Yeah, he's out.
He couldn't hack it.
Hey, okay.
And they benched Bortles, so that was a win.
That is a big
Yeah.
win.
And so I'll take it.
I will
And,
absolutely take that,
that is a
yes.
For food-wise, for the food, we have a food portion of the
Okay,
show. We
yeah.
talk about food, local restaurants, generally speaking. Alan was kind enough to stop at one of my favorite restaurants this morning.
He was.
He did. He was very
What's
nice.
one of your favorite restaurants?
Bagels Are Us. What?
It's actually very good.
Wait, why are you
That's
laughing?
really what
I've
it's
never been there.
Bagels
Yeah,
Are Us?
No.
They just opened one right
Yeah.
down here on Loretto. Right.
Oh, you're
right
kidding.
No, it's, in
Fine,
my
that's
opinion, the best bagels in Jacksonville.
Try one. I mean, they
So
really are.
what makes a bagel the best
It
bagel?
I was going to say a hole in the middle. But
Makes it a bagel. Yeah.
Ah,
I'm on today.
you're on fire. But what makes a bagel a good bagel? Because I'm not a huge bagel person.
So I think
It's-
you'll hear them say New York style.
Yeah.
I think that they
they
boil
angry
they boil
and in a
it.
hurry?
No, they
It's the water. The water they use.
They boil it
something
in a
like that.
salted water.
It's that's
solution.
why New York has better bagels because the water they use is like a better quality water than ours. That's for real though.
Yeah.
Taste one. They are.
Yeah,
very-
and so they're
it's a
really,
different
really
quality.
good.
Awesome.
A lot of people have bagels from places that don't specialize in, like Panera's or
Right.
Starbucks and things like that.
Not as
And
good.
Not,
Not as
even
good.
close.
Now, is the cream cheese a factor?
I don't know. Now
me, it's not.
I like
For me, it's not. It's the bagel.
I like
bagel.
what's called lox spread, which is cream cheese mixed with smoked salmon, and they mix it all. They mix it all up and smear it all over
Yeah.
the bagel.
Nothing. I don't want any fish on my bagels.
No, all right. You're not Jewish.
It's a
Right.
good point.
Yeah, there you
Right,
go.
right, right.
I think it's a prerequisite.
Now,
All right.
is that? Do you like it on your?
I do.
You do.
I do. So it may be a Jewish thing. I don't know.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So let's talk a little bit of real estate today,
Okay.
shall we?
Yeah.
All right. So Alan, you've been in real estate for a while, and I'm sure we have all been in a situation where we've had a buyer wanting or needing to move into a home prior to closing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so
You can't do that.
well, you can.
Oh,
You
you
can
don't
do
need to
anything you
learn.
want. This is
Okay.
America.
Mm-hmm.
So you can basically do anything you want.
Okay.
But things pop up. You know, unfortunate situations. We have a closing date set for Wednesday, and there's a hurricane out in the ocean, and we can't get homeowners insurance.
Oh, wow.
Now you're the seller. You've already moved out. I'm the buyer. I have nowhere to live, and maybe we try and work something out
Yep.
where you'll let me move in.
Wait, without a homeowner's insurance?
Well, you still have the homeowner's insurance. You own the home.
So they would
seller.
be. Oh, so the seller would still have the homeowner's insurance, but the buyer might be allowed to move in under
Well,
a
it's
possible.
negotiation?
Would you?
I don't think I would.
Well.
Generally, it's a bad idea.
Okay, so Inman just had an article.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to give
Thanks,
you.
Inman.
Yeah, Inman is a great content creator for
Yes,
real estate.
Yeah.
I do love
So,
it.
some of the reasons, some of the stories that have come up, and you can touch on them if you want. What if someone says, "Can I just store a few things in the garage?"
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Well, if you did, what would happen if all of those things, a hurricane comes and rips off the garage door, destroying everything in the garage?
Who's
Well,
responsible? The seller, because
Well-
they have the homeowner's insurance.
Well, the seller's homeowner's insurance won't cover renters or someone else's
So
contents.
it's just a loss.
To who? To the tenant?
Yeah.
To the person who moved in? Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, no protection.
How about this one?
So many things I've never thought
Yeah,
of.
how about this one? What if the buyer moves in, maybe instead of a few days, we're talking about a month, something happened with the loan and the seller lets them move in for a month, and the buyer moves in and unbeknownst to everyone, they just do a few repairs, or they bring someone in to do a few repairs and they're up on a ladder, and the ladder falls out and they get hurt,
Ooh.
right?
So in that case, the seller would still.
Be on the hook,
Yeah,
they'd be in
absolutely.
trouble, right?
Whoa.
Homeowners insurance.
Which is why you don't. That's like a last case scenario. I've done them before. So
Yeah,
I have had-
I can't say that I haven't,
Yeah.
but they're always bad ideas, and we're
Always.
constantly telling people, you really shouldn't do this, you really shouldn't do this,
Yeah.
you really shouldn't do this, and pretty much everyone at the closing table is like, you shouldn't do this, you
Right.
shouldn't do this.
The
And-
only time you should do that is if the alternative is that bad where they're like homeless,
Yeah.
which I've had before.
Right,
They
right,
didn't
right.
have a place to go.
Yeah. Here's one. The buyer, something happened with the loan in regards to, hey, we need another 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
another 60 days, okay, we'll let you move in. The loan falls apart, they're no longer approved.
Mhm.
They moved into your home.
Oh.
That's the bigger risk for me because that's much more likely. than
Yeah,
something else.
absolutely, that could
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
And now, well, what if they won't leave?
Oh. Squatters' rights.
Well, no, you
No?
evict them.
I think that's
Oh.
7 years, but, it's still a massive pain for both parties.
Yeah,
Which is why if you're a seller and you do that, you should take a hefty deposit down.
Oh, huge.
So
I don't know. How about this one? Buyer moves in and says, they call you up. You're the seller. They say, we've been living here and we didn't know that all of these other things were wrong with the house.
Mhm.
Oh.
Who's on the hook for that now?
Yeah.
Yes.
We haven't closed yet, and I didn't know that you didn't ever fix this, that, the other, and the other, and the other.
Yeah, for example, when we moved into our house, now we were moving in after closing, so it's not the same, but we installed our washer and dryer in the laundry room and promptly learned that the drain from the washing machine was clogged because it flooded our laundry room. But we would have figured that out had we moved in early, and then would the seller be on the hook to fix that?
Well,
Potentially.
yeah.
Could we cancel the contract
Who
and
knows?
say we're not?
You
It's
could-
all.
if you just left, you
it
haven't paid
all
for the house.
becomes really
You haven't paid for the house. You could lose your deposit, but if you're okay with that, you just leave.
Whoa.
right.
It's a bad
Right?
idea. You don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
Terrible idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and there's two other topics. One involves wire fraud, and which is terrible, by the way. And if anyone out there is wiring money in a real estate transaction, I can't tell you enough
Yeah.
to pick up the phone
Yeah.
and Google or get the phone number from the title company or law firm you're wiring your closing funds to. Call them and verify the account number.
Yeah.
You can't just go off the email addresses, and you also can't call the phone number that's on the wiring instructions because
That could be
the good hacker has that phone number going to their place in Yugoslavia, and you're just talking to them. So of course they're going to say.
And we've experienced that here at the brokerage,
Yeah.
where we've had agents who've informed their buyers, you must call, you must double check, you must confirm, and they don't.
Yeah.
And you know what happens when
Always
they
check.
don't?
Check and double check.
High risk.
Lose that.
You
You
can
could
lose
lose
that
that
money.
money
Yeah.
because the bank's not going to guarantee you
No.
that they're going to, go back and say, oh, okay, well, we'll follow that wire and get that money back.
No, the
then.
wire's gone.
The wire's
Once it's sent,
gone.
it's sent.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
done.
I think I saw one case where the receiving bank, I think it was J.P. Morgan, if I'm not
Mistaken.
mistaken. I think J.P. Morgan flagged an incoming wire and held it for 24 hours and allowed someone to stop it.
It's a nice
It's
practice.
rare though.
But
Once you send it, it's gone.
So
Like-
so rare.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. The last thing I'll tell you, since we've been kind of having a running topic, and then I'll let you go back about your business today, and I'll eat my bagel from Bagels R Us, is Zillow. I
Oh.
mentioned how they made those changes and got
Yes.
rid of those statistics and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
They've unrung the bell.
Really?
Yes, they're
Didn't
going-
know you could do that.
Yeah, they're going back to the old way of doing things, and they're
And explain for those who missed that episode.
so they've been making changes all along to their Premier Agent program, which basically Zillow is just an advertiser. That's
Yeah.
all it is agents pay to advertise on Zillow. They
Right.
take data and that's what they do.
Right.
Well,
Get their
over
little faces
time,
up on the
Yep.
corner
they've
smiling.
My face
they've
is
been throwing smoke up and fogging the information and the data that the realtors are able to see as to what they're getting for their money in regards to advertising. And there was such a pushback. I think they said, well, I'll just call it massive churn in the number of agents that were willing to advertise. And being that Zillow is a publicly traded company, we talked about
Yeah.
their stock price being a reflection of their business model of things that are going on. They've unrung the bell, and they're going back to the way that they were doing things and allowing the agents to see transparently what they're getting and all that sort
Be
of
able to
stuff.
scrub the leads themselves.
That's right.
So
That's right.
And do you participate in Zillow Leads?
yeah.
Or
so
have you?
That's the one thing I've actually done for almost 4 years now. So I have a really good, and they've changed a lot. I would agree that I did not like that setup as much as some of the other setups. I did like when they kind of scrubbed the lead, but still sent you the email. But I didn't like the round robin setup.
So
with
let's
the-
describe what scrubbing a lead is, just so people at home are aware.
Yeah, because I'm thinking cleaning supplies.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
so
and,
clean
and,
brush.
and I don't love calling people leads, but that's
Yeah.
just in industry
Before
jargon.
you meet them, before you
So
know who
it's
they are.
typically when someone goes to Zillow and they plug in their information, that information is given to an amazing realtor like Alan,
Right.
you hope, and Alan gives the person a call to see if they can help them in any way, to help them find a home, find an area,
So
community.
I'm somebody looking for a home. I'm on Zillow. I find one. Oh, this is neat. I want to learn more about it. And Zillow says,
Well, hold on. You hit enter,
okay,
and the phone rings immediately. Your phone rings.
well, I haven't put any of my information
Well,
in.
you did, and then
in
you hit
order to
enter.
do that, you would have.
So I put my information in. I get to look at houses. And while I'm looking at that first house on my screen, my phone rings.
And it's Alan.
And Alan says, hey, this is Alan Levinson, Roundtable Realty. I'd love to help you in your home search.
Yep.
Okay. And I say, great, thanks so much, Alan. And then we work together and everything's goes.
And he finds you an amazing home. It's really simple,
Happily
smooth,
ever
and,
after.
and nothing ever goes wrong.
But before that, what Alan was getting was a not scrubbed lead, which means
Well, basically,
Unscrubbed?
Well, what it basically means is what the scenario you just laid out. He just calls you to
That's
learn
the way it
your
was.
story.
That's the way it was before.
Right?
That's how it was.
So
Okay.
now, what Zillow tried to do is something called where they have ISAs, inside sales associates, and these ISAs have a script that they follow. By the way, I'm not a huge fan. If you can't tell on my tenor, they call you up
So instead
and
of
they
me
have
calling
these
you,
canned
it's them calling.
questions.
So Zillow.
Zillow.
Yeah, they have these canned questions that they're going to ask you.
right.
It's very impersonal, in my opinion, and they ask you these canned things. And then once they decide whether or not you're a real person or a real
Or
home
legitimately
buyer or
going to
whatever,
purchase or whatever it is that you're
then they'll send them to Alan, who will continue the conversation.
direct call-
But I
direct
don't love that
connect.
because you don't know if somebody's going to be a buyer today, tomorrow. What if they have a question? I want Alan, as a service provider, and something we promote here at
Right.
Roundtable Realty, to help you whether or not you're buying a home today, a year
That's
from
the
now,
biggest thing,
6
yeah.
years from now. I don't care. I want
Gotcha.
it's a relationship business, and what we strive for here at Roundtable is to take
build that
care of
connection.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So you could call them and say, hey, I saw that you're looking at some homes. And they could
Yeah.
say, I am, but
I'm not really ready to go right now. They probably would not connect that call to me. I would guess, if it's not within probably 6 months or even a year, let's say. But maybe I'm going to put them in a database where I have a campaign that I send them emails every month, and I could still build that connection.
And you could even provide them listings that might meet their needs and things like that.
Or what if they have maybe they know someone who's right for a property that I have listed too.
So here's the reason. So just so everyone knows, the reason Zillow went to this model and why they're trying to automate and do scripting and things like that is because not every realtor is made the same.
Right.
So a lot of realtors are not service first, are not people before property, are not taking care of people, and they are looking just to try and take care of somebody who's buying a home now.
Right.
And that's not the way I love this business, not what I love about this business. And so Zillow is trying to plug the holes in the wall or the dike of the people who are not doing that sort of business.
Right, which is crazy because that's your job as a realtor. I hear you. Is to learn when Howard does this. Is to learn how to build those relationships and ask the right questions and get to know someone so that whether it's this month or 2 years from now, you're going to be able to help get them into a home or help them sell their home, whatever the case may be.
And the beautiful thing about you as a client, when you land with a heart first realtor like Alan, is Alan gets to know what's important to you. See, our school's important to you, is commute to work. He has tools, one of which is on our website, but he has tools available where you could tell him, I need to be within 30 minutes of the airport because I fly out every Thursday for my job. And he can literally plug into his computer system a pin on the airport, pick the time of day during the week, and it will tell him what areas of town, based on the commutes, you could shop. Now, you're never going to be able to get that without reaching someone who will take the time.
You might not even know
the tech.
I never would have known that was even a possibility.
That's right.
So scrubbing a lead means using a script and a third party, essentially, to ask questions to find out if they're really interested. And if that kind of scrubbing determines that that's somebody who might be actually interested in the near future in buying a home, then they send it to Alan.
Yeah, and I don't love that.
But that's to their standards. So everybody's standard.
That's what I don't love. Is if you have
ours are way higher than that.
Well, and Alan's gonna ask you questions, or
they may questions that they're not asking.
Right, a great realtor-like question who's really trying to dive deep to find out what's important to you.
Yeah.
Because his job is to make sure that when you find the home and buy the home, that 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, you're ecstatic that he checked off all the boxes about this house.
Right.
When you have somebody who is at a call center asking you, how soon are you intending to buy? Have you been pre-qualified?
Yeah.
These are questions that, in essence, I mean, they're important, but they're not as important as when Alan calls and says, hey, do you live at the beach in regards to your entertainment? Do you like to go to the beach all the time?
Yeah.
Well, that makes a huge difference as to how far you're looking from homes from the beach.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy water sports? Where do you work? Are schools important to you?
Right.
These are questions that no one in a call center is going to be able to ask, and only a really great realtor
and so if you don't get the opportunity, that first opportunity to start getting to know that person before they've scrubbed them off the list, essentially,
you don't get the opportunity.
You lose what could be a long-term relationship with somebody who you don't know how many homes they're going to buy and sell, or people they're going to refer you to.
Well, and I look at it this way, a lot of the clients that I have had in the past become friends.
Yeah.
They're moving to town.
Yeah.
And you end up, oh, wait, you have 3 kids? Your schools are important to you? You enjoy NFL football?
Sure.
You like eating crab legs?
Or like Alan, who just graduated high school. That's great.
Yeah. You have kids that are in high school.
I'm in high school. That's great.
This is going to work out just great.
It is a unique business where you spend so much time and you're so personal with people. You have to be, because that's just the nature of the business.
Sure.
That you do develop relationships with people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is unique to I haven't seen another business that's the same type of.
Well, and I won't get into too much depth about it, but because I will say that at Roundtable Realty, because of this heart first attitude where we do become friends and we do build these relationships, single agency becomes very important.
Yeah.
Because you can really only be loyal to this client and really only give them full disclosure and full confidentiality and truly work for them with single agents.
Which builds a better relationship anyway, because that's what you want to do with friends.
And if I'm a client...
That's what you think you're getting.
You think you're getting it anyway, so you can actually give it to them. So that's a nice one.
So let's take a moment to thank Alan Levinson for hanging out
guys.
with us
Yeah,
today.
thank you, Alan,
We'll put
so
his
much.
information in this general area.
Right around here.
Yeah.
Magic of editing.
If you haven't seen any of our other independent brokerage episodes or some of our get to know our agents videos, they should be either above us or below us on the screen.
Somewhere in this,
Yeah. And
around us.
subscribe, share, like, all
We
that good
love it.
stuff. Thank you, Erin, for being with me today.
Absolutely. Thanks as always. And Alan, thank you for joining us.
Thank
we'll
you,
see you
guys.
soon.
Bye bye.